Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's so good to be here again. Welcome to everyone joining us on Facebook Live here for day number 651 of the Daily Antidote of Song. Can y'all believe it? 651 days. I am so excited because today I am hosting one of my very, very dear friends and inspirations, musical inspirations, but I will introduce her to you in just a moment. First of all, I want to say hello to everyone here in the room. Thanks, of course, to Erin, who is doing our tech and making all of us look and sound good. Without her, we would not even be here. So thank you, Erin. And I would like to say hello to Dali and Amy in Atlanta, Sheila in Florida, and Trish and Arlene in Berkeley, Sue and Deborah in Kentucky, Brian, who is eating something very delicious. Hello to the curly tops. Hello to Anne in Knoxville and Bronwyn in Victoria, and Simke and Toby on Tommy and tribal lands. Hello to Susan G and Carolyn and your friends, and Sarah in Texas, and Matti in Germany. Loved your song the other day. Thank you so much. Vielen Dank. And to Shari in New Hampshire. Kevin, oh my goodness, this is day number 4 of celebrating Kevin's birthday, because you know we can celebrate for as many days as we've circled the sun. He's our one that keeps up. That's how I know it's 651, because Kevin is our numbers man. Hello to Julie in Ontario. Amanda, Alex is still there, and Miles in Michigan. Hello, Busy, thank you so much for masterminding the fabulous Carpe Diem Arts. Hello, Kathy in Virginia, Susan in Seattle, Jamie in Victoria, Christiana and Bob in Maryland. Hello, Lois and Ann in Maryland, Tom in Nashville, Lynn and Cliff in Vermont, Nancy and her Irish cow, Ruth in Birmingham, England, Luda and Luda and Mark in Victoria. Everybody take a big breath, I need it. And Anne in snowy Nashville, Caroline in DC, Ralph and Penny in Victoria. Hello to my friend Julie in Atlanta, and Bonnie in Boise, Susan and Karen in Oregon, Phil in Totnes. Great job hosting this week, Phil. Hello to Steve and Michelle in Silver Spring, and Bob in Cambridge, Mass. Hello to Annette and George and Phyllis. Hello, I believe you're in Decatur because I know you. Hello, Carol, also in Atlanta. We have some Gayanne Geurin fans here. And Amy and Rob and Ori in Atlanta. Hello. And let's see. Hello to Harriet and Cricket in Maryland. Thank you, my book arrived. Hello to Anna in Maine and Nancy in Vermont, our cold water swimmer. Hello to Janet in Atlanta, Cal in Vermont, Fred in Silver Spring, and those of you, hello Mackenzie in Atlanta, so good to see you. And those of you off camera, Aloysius Bronwyn and Gary and Stafford and Susan and Joyce and Hannah and Beth and Bev and Joni and Jillian and Jerry and Yolanda and Robert and Lisa. Oh, and Carol J in Connecticut. I hope I got everyone, but if I didn't, I'll get you on the way out. Welcome, welcome everybody to the Daily Antidote of Song number 651. Amazing. So today I am so excited to welcome as our song leader my dear friend and vocal teacher and inspiration, friend and neighbor in Pine Lake, Georgia, Gayanne Geurin, and we'll be talking more about her work and what she does in the world. But first, let's sing with her. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Gayanne. So good to have you here.
Oh, Elise, so great to be here. Thank you so much for asking me. Y'all are amazing to be doing the singing community. 651 days. It's mind blowing What a privilege to be with you. So, I kind of live in the world of Jewish music for the most part. Well, it's one of the places I live. And so today actually is a holy day called Tu BiShvat. Starts in a little bit in the at sundown. Tu BiShvat celebrates the trees. It's basically the new year of trees. And I have written an album about the holiness of trees. But there's another intersection here, which is this song that I'm going to teach you today actually has Elise kind of as a big part of how it came to be. So I'll tell you about that in a little bit. This is a Nigun. A Nigun is, Nigunim are wordless melodies. So you'll see that you don't have lyrics today. And why is that? Why would you ever sing a song intentionally without lyrics? So this Nigunim are created in the Hasidic tradition in Ashkenazi, a Jewish Eastern European time period where the Hasid movement created Nigunim to raise joy. Really, these songs were structured originally in 3 different parts, and every part would start to raise more and elevate more energy and more joy. But they also can be slow and meditative. They don't have to always be that way. And in modern time, recently, in the last, I don't know how many years, Nigunim have been coming back into practice. And so I thought it would be super fun to teach you a Nigun. I wrote this one, and it only has 2 parts. It doesn't have 3, it has 2. The origin of why I wrote this was because Elise and I swim together. It's one of my deep, deep joys in life. And if we can, every day during the warm season, we will find ourselves going to swim in a lake nearby. This lake is surrounded by beautiful trees that the light catches and sparkles. And the light sparkling on the trees is one of the most wonderful things I've ever seen in my life. Elise will tell you later what we have named that. Or maybe now, Elise, do you want to tell people what we've named that phenomena?
It is called aqua arboreal light play. Aqua for water, arboreal, of course, for trees, and the light play, the dancing of the light from the water onto the trees.
Right. And we've worked really hard to come up with that very scientific description of this phenomena that brings us deep, deep joy. So I was on my way one day to go swim, and this was a song that came to me. So I've named it Swimming Nigun. So it's a swimming Nigun. It's a wordless melody, and we're going to learn that today. I'll teach it to you, and then we'll sing it with a recording. So it has 2 parts. And so really, let me tell you a little bit more about the kinds of wordless melody that you use when you're doing a Nigunim. So this today is going to be yai dai dai. That's what you're going to be doing. It could be la la la. It could be ay ay ay. I actually have a friend who's written a lot of modern Nigunim, and she uses things like yai dai dai do or yun dun 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 dai. So there are different ways that you can do a wordless melody. But for today, this is kind of a straightforward, pretty typical way of doing yai dai dai. So those are your lyrics for today is yai dai dai. The first part of this goes yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai. Yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai. So that's just repeated twice. Let's try that together. Yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai. Yai dai yai 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 dai yai yai. It continues. Yai dai yai 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 yai. Yai 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 yai. So you hear those kind of kind of rainfall-y kinds of feel coming down. Enjoy that. Just enjoy your voice kind of falling down on that. Yai da yai 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 yai. That's the whole first part. We'll go back and do that all together. Yai da yai 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 yai. Beautiful. It's so much fun to see you guys singing. So that's the first part that gets repeated 2 times. The second part does lift the energy a little bit, and it goes yai 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 yai. Again, that fall, and then it ends with repeating what we've heard in the first part. Yai da yai 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 yai. And that's the entirety of it. The thing about Nigunim is where their power comes from, or their pulsing, the energy in them, is the repetition of it. So the more that you repeat it and come back around into it, the more you kind of find new flavors, new things, new textures to what's happening. Let's sing that all the way through one time, without any accompaniment, without any harmony, just working on the melody. It's really important to get that melody kind of solid before you go off into all of the explorations you can do vocally. Yai 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 yai. I love the swaying you're doing. Yai 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 Second part. Lovely. You're getting that? Hands shaking, feeling good? Awesome. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to sing it. You're going to sing along, but you're also going to kind of get into this beautiful meditative state. We're going to sing with a video that also includes the way this sounds on my album. 3 harmonies are on this. A harmony is added every time we do a repetition, 3 repetitions. Rebecca Goldsmith is singing the second harmony, and Rebecca and Sonia Osio, all that have been leaders at this singing opportunity, so you might recognize their voices. Please sing along with this while you enjoy the meditation of the trees as well. That was the aqua arboreal light play you were seeing from our trees on our lake.
Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much. We are putting some light play into our hands here for
Yeah.
the beauty of that song. I have to say that this morning to get ready to be here today with all of you, I actually listened to Gayanne's whole album, and it is just so beautiful. The name of the album is by the God Tree. Is that correct?
Yep.
And it has an interesting story, both about the title and the way that you put it together. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Such a sweet story. So I was compelled by reading a sacred text in a way in which the tree became kind of the central character, and I'd never seen that before. And this sent me off on a whole journey to be listening to trees as messengers of holiness, messengers of what we all need to be listening to right now about our connection to Earth. And so I wanted to be able to make some music about that. So I was sitting down with my producer to talk about this concept. I was, we're going to explore, we're going to do improvisation, we're going to listen, we're going to record trees, we're going to do all these things. And he said, well, hang on just a second. He took a call from his daughter, 9, 10 years old at that point, I think. And he comes back and he tells me what she said. She said, Dad, I'm trying to set up the party for the God tree. And I go, what? The God tree, we're going to have a party for the God tree. The God tree is a tree that lives in their front yard. And was literally what she calls this tree, the God tree, and have a party, invite her friends. We're all going to come. And I felt like that was one of the most beautiful moments of affirmation, right? I'm sitting down to talk about trying to make an album about the holiness of trees and listening to trees, and the child's voice came in. So yeah, so she is actually on the album on the last cut, really describing that story about let's have a party for the God tree. And why? Because we want to celebrate life.
I love that. And Kathy says in the chat, our Daily Antidote community is like the branches of a beautiful tree.
Oh, it so is. That's so right, Kathy. How beautiful.
So Gayanne, you are a spiritual leader at your congregation, and you're also a vocal coach and a voice teacher. I will be a witness and say that I have taken voice lessons from you that have really transformed me, my singing, but also in a deeper way. Can you talk a little bit about what it's like to be a vocal coach? We used to call them voice teachers, but vocal coach feels more, I don't know,
Well, it's a
broader.
little more broad because I am not just a voice teacher, because what I do is integrate function with also kind of different levels of knowing our voice through through the body, through the spiritual, through our emotional experiences. So I actually was a psychotherapist for a long time before I changed my career into music. And there's a way in which I have found being a vocal coach that because the voice is so tender and so gentle and also responds to input, it will protect itself. And sometimes people need some guidance with being able to let their voice be more present. And other times I'm working with people that are feeling very strong in their voice, but want to be able to do some creative exploration and expand and go beyond what they've been singing. So we work on range and we work on creative expression. So there's a way in which a lot of my life experiences now come into play at this moment in my life as a vocal coach. And I find it to be, I can't believe sometimes how much fun just doing some simple exercises when the voice starts to free up. There's nothing like it. And when the voice starts to free, it is the most magical, wonderful, fulfilling, affirming kind of experience. So yeah, I dig it.
I think the daily antidoters can relate to the joy and power of singing.
Totally.
Do you have any space in your calendar for new students?
Of course, always, Elise. But I also just want to say that you guys are doing something so incredibly important, not just for yourselves, but also for the world, to be people that are showing up to sing because it just brings you such satisfaction. This is good medicine, good medicine. So I'm just grateful to you for assembling this way. Awesome.
Yeah, the Daily Antidote is amazing. Um, I wanted to say that Gayanne and I are actually planning, fingers crossed with health situations, but Gayanne and I are going to be leading a singing retreat on the island of Asaba, which is off the coast of Georgia. It's one of the sea islands, and it's only accessible to folks doing scientific or cultural study. And I led some workshops there back in last decade, I guess about 5 times, and it is an incredibly magical place. And we're very excited about that. Maybe Aaron, if you would show the poster about that. I have to say that we have not announced this yet, so y'all are secretly getting the first announcement because we didn't want people to be so worried about COVID, so we're going to wait a minute. But for Daily Antidote folks, of course, we're going to share the info. Um,
Yeah, Elise and I are super excited about this, and Elise, it just really dovetails so much into what I'm bringing here today, and how sometimes the nature itself is an inspiration for making music, but other times we are in relationship with nature, and the music comes together in the interaction. And other times the message comes from the land, the music comes from it. So I'm so excited about our adventure together and letting the land be the messenger of the music to us together. I cannot wait.
that's going to be pretty awesome. So, um, thank you, Erin, for showing that beautiful watercolor by our friend Jessica Lilly, um, who some of you have met before, and you will meet her again a week from tomorrow, because a week from tomorrow, we are going to premiere a work of art that many of you are part of. The Ready or Not video is ready. And
Woohoo!
yes, many of you took part in that, either sending us your beautiful artwork or adding your voice to the chorus. So this is a community art music video, and of course, it was commissioned by the Daily Antidote. This is, of course, a Joe Rozzi said to me, we got to do another one like we did last year with Jenny Jenkins. So thank you, Erin, for sharing um, that artwork. Let's see. I wanted to talk about one more thing with you, Gayanne, before we sing the song again, and that is that one of our members here in Daily Antidote, Nancy in Vermont.
I've heard.
I know. So Gayanne and I always try to swim as long as we can here in Georgia, and when it gets too cold, we do stop. But I saw in the Daily Antidote every day where we're seeing y'all are sharing pictures of things that happened to you in December. Nancy in Vermont is doing cold water swimming. And I just want to like give a huge shout out and admiration, Nancy, to you.
Our goddess.
And Nancy, when I looked you up because you also sent in artwork for the Ready or Not project, and I saw that you make labyrinths with your snowshoes in the snow in Vermont, and your artwork is gorgeous. So, Gayanne and I just want to give a big lift up to you.
Totally.
We're in Georgia, and we don't even swim. Although Gayanne did do the polar bear plunge on New Year's Day, but that's not the same. So thank you, Nancy, for the inspiration. One of these days, maybe we'll come swim in Vermont, but in the summer.
Well,
We are.
thank you for your inspiration of your music, your voice, your sharing the energy of the voice is just so healing.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm so glad you're here today for Nancy for the singing Nigun. that meant a lot that you came for this.
The swimming Nigun. I made a special. I contacted Joe to get in touch with Nancy to be sure she would be here today. And
Yeah.
I don't know, does anybody else swim in freezing cold water?
Oh,
No.
there's Kat. Kat from Vermont does.
Oh, all right. Yay, cat. All right. I have a cousin in Vermont, so I'll come visit you, but it's going to be in the summer. So,
Great.
all right, everyone. I also want to say that there are a lot of folks here today from Congregation Bet Havarim. Please give us a big wave if you're here from Bet Havarim, Gayanne's wonderful music community here in Atlanta. We've had collaborations with my school with Congregation Bet Havarim, known to the insiders as CBH, with my girls singing for one of the services. So it is just such a joy and pleasure to have you with us today, Gayanne. Can we sing with you one more time?
Awesome.
Let's do it with the recording
Okay,
with
let's
the
do.
harmonies.
So enjoy those harmonies. Find one or make up a new one, even, right? To go along with this. It's been such a delight. Let's sing this one more time.
And Erin, if you want to highlight any people, feel free. Thank you.
right, last time. Here we go. Big rise. Oh, that was lovely. Happy Tu BiShvat. Happy New Year of Trees. And
Yeah.
so lovely. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Elise, for having me here. Hi, CBHers.
Hello, everyone. Everybody from CBH, give a big wave. Everybody was commenting on Amy with her beautiful tree background. She is also a CBHer. We also had a lot of very interesting and fun comments about cold water swimming. Although there she is. Yes, what a gorgeous tree. Oh my goodness. Um, Swimmers who swim in cold water from Vermont to Florida and across the pond. Phil in Totnes said that people do swim in near him in England, but not him. So anyway, we'll all work on it. It's supposed to be very good for us. Gayanne
Yes,
and I are working on it.
we're working on it.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Want to say let's wave goodbye to Facebook Live. Thank you, everyone, for coming on. And it's time for me to say thank you and farewell. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I will be hosting, you won't believe it, I am hosting Arne Batson. Can you believe that? I can't wait. And it is the beginning of MLK. We're going to be celebrating civil rights with the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who is from our hometown right here in Atlanta. So I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. So long.